everybody, I'm Kalynn Harlow, and today I'm going to show you how to stick it in. Essentially, what we're going to do is use bananas as a demonstration model on how to give livestock an injection. I have swine in my presentation because that's my focus, but this can be done with cattle, sheep, you name it, you can do it. You can also do it with like dogs if you want to give vaccines to dogs at home. Same process. So first I'm going to cover why we give injections as opposed to, say, an oral tablet or something like that. The main reason why we give delivered administration via injection is because it's quick, it's an access to a blood supply, and because it's not broken down in the stomach. So some types of medications can be broken down in the stomach when they're ingested orally. So by delivering it straight to the blood supply, say intravenously, or the two different methods we're going to be using today, you bypass that, which makes it a quicker administration method. Next point I want to bring up is location. With livestock, you want to keep in mind that what you're producing with your animal is going to be used by a consumer later on. For this reason, if you deliver an injection in a place that would normally be eaten, say the ham of a pig or the buttock, it can either bruise the meat, it can harm it, or it can also produce discoloration, which is undesirable for the consumer and for the packer, and that will cause money or it will take away profit from the consumer in the long run. So that's why we focus on these areas. So you usually get injections in the neck of the pig if it's a grown animal, or sometimes if it's a piglet, you can get it in the skin area of the flank, or in the elbow pocket. The next point is what's in a label. Medication labels give a lot of information. It can give you the dosage administration, it can give you what species you need to administer it on if they're restricted. There's age restrictions, there are particular ways that you have to give the injection. So say one of them could be specifically for intramuscular, or some of them could be particularly for subcutaneous, which are the two methods we're going to be covering today. But by reading the label and rechecking that and making sure that your medication is the one that you want to be administering, you're just verifying that along the way. A brief overview of what we're going to be covering. We're going to be covering all these things step by step, which is why I kind of laid everything out for you already. I'm going to show you how to assemble the syringe. I'm going to show you or warn your animal, or your banana in this case, the importance of filling a syringe, administering the injection, and finally the proper disposal technique, because nobody wants to get stabbed. So obviously these don't look like pigs. What I have laid out for you are a capped needle as well as a capped syringe. The reason why they're capped prior to when you actually break them, it's that form of security for the animal. You're preventing any type of pathogen that could be getting into the syringe prior to that point, so it's just a form of sterility. So we have the needle syringe. I have colored water up here. I have a few vials, so you guys are going to have to share a little bit because I was limited in that regard. We have bananas, and then I have paper towels on the table, and try and keep everything on your plates as much as possible. I would have brought tipped trays, but once again, limitations. So step one, you have your syringes. Hopefully there's enough for everybody. Let me get one first. Is everybody, Daniel or Levi, if you want to sit with Courtney? Or
yeah, Daniel, we'll go there.
Either one.
Okay. Oh, sorry about that. Daniel.
So the way you have it, it's pretty simple. You just break the cap on the syringe. On the bottom of it, it's the harder part. It'll be, yeah, you just twist it. It's twist out, and you pull the syringe out. And then the needle is a similar method. You want to look for the clear cap. You just twist it as well and break it off. And from there, it's a screw top method, or in this case it's not a screw top, but you just slide it over top. Most of them are screw, which locks the syringe in place, but for a syringe this small, it's not completely necessary, or it's not always necessary. Alright, so a very valuable safety tip, obviously, keep your caps on. That was obvious. So you have right here, seals. Do not stab yourself. Please don't stab yourself. I don't want to be the person that people are talking about years from now that somebody stabbed herself during her training demo. Alright, so So step 2, why would we want to notify the animal before we were trying to give them an injection?
Nobody likes needles that's stuck in them without their permission.
Right.
If they know you're there, then they're probably a little less likely to freak out too. And if they freak out while you got a needle in them, then
Yeah, you run the risk of a lot of caution in that.
yeah.
So you can hurt the animal, you can hurt yourself, you can hurt those around you, you have people helping out. So it's just a safety method. You can do this by rubbing, you can cluck, you can talk to them, just something to let them know that you're there. And why. So next we have filling the syringe. If you could, we're going to have red and green are going to do the 2 different ones. So if everybody just wants to fill their syringe with a color for now, you guys can pass them around.
How many milliliters should we fill up with?
Let's go a half a cc, so
Okay.
half a milliliter.
Are we going to go both colors or?
Let's just do one color for now, and then we'll alternate later on. Yes. Okay. Yeah.
We're supposed to get red or green, red and green?
Yeah, either one. We'll alternate later on.
Okay. Thank you, Caitlin.
What's in this?
It's just food coloring water.
There you go.
Here it is. We did Christmas colors.
Yep. They're easy to identify. Thank you. Alright. So, to fill a syringe, I'm going to go over through this and I'm going to let y'all do it. You're going to withdraw air into your syringe, inject it into the bottle, and then you're going to withdraw medicine. Can anybody think of a reason why you'd want to withdraw air into the syringe first and inject it into the test tube at this point?
So you don't get air bubbles.
Not so much air bubbles.
Air in this and the chemicals react to each other?
That's a possibility, yeah. You can get some pathogen that way, or pathogen.
What was the question?
So why would you want to inject air into your bottle, your medicine bottle?
There releases so much pressure that's built up in the medicine bottle.
Yeah. It's not always necessary with larger bottles, but with these kind of test tubes, you're going to want to inject air into them to kind of stabilize that pressure. So you're going to withdraw air, inject it in the bottle, and then withdraw your medication or water from here. And once again, when you actually have a medication bottle, you're going to read the label, read it again, read it again. I cannot repeat that enough. So what you're going to do, you take the cap off your syringe, fill it to a half a cc, which is that first big line. Just stab it in, and then push in, and then pull back out to half a cc. And your air bubbles aren't going to matter a lot here, but normally you tap them to make them rise to the surface and then push them back into the bottle.
Oh, you gotta do this upside. Oh, I did this.
No, wait, now do it upside down. Now put your medicine in.
I'm so bad at this.
Low.
This is
There
why
you
I'm
go.
not being a doctor. Sorry guys.
It's easier if you go past a half and then push it back up to a half. That kind of pushes your air back into the bottle. Like pull down to like 1 and then go up to half.
Yeah, if it wasn't, you should invert the bottle to make sure you're actually withdrawing it into your syringe.
This is why I'm not a doctor.
It's okay. Everybody does it once. And then you just pull it back out.
There we go. Something like that. Don't let me give
I'm good at stabbing things.
It's not that hard.
I know.
You always put that in the thing back in
I'm never going to win a big
Oh god, it's you now.
Alright, how's everybody doing? Does everybody have a filled syringe? Maybe?
Okay, so I'm not the only one.
like stuff we get on the air.
There you go. Alright, cool. So you'll push air in, then inject it, or invert it, and then pull it back out. She can use a paper towel.
I made a mess too, it's okay.
There you go.
Thank you.
Yes,
She
sir.
does have paper.
Alright. Does everybody have syringe filled? Alright. Well, we'll get to that. Next, you want to administer the injection. The two injections that we're going to be giving are an intramuscular injection, which if you have green, that's the one that you're going to be giving. If you have red, it's going to be a subcutaneous injection. The difference in these two injections, one's a deep muscle shot, and the other one is an under-the-skin shot. Does that make sense? Alright. So for the IM injection, you're essentially going to be doing it perpendicular to the skin. So, just your banana. Literally just perpendicular, you just stab it in and then inject it.
Stab it, inject.
That's for the intramuscular injection. So if you have green, you just stab it in and inject. For the subcutaneous injection, you're going to want to kind of tent the skin. You kind of just pinch it a little bit, and then you slide it in at about a 45-degree angle, a little bit closer to parallel to the skin.
You got a blender.
And and then you inject it.
I got a question.
What's that?
If you were injecting an animal, what happens if you accidentally don't know what you're doing with like the under the skin one and you like stab the muscle? How do you fix that? Or you
It's, I mean, there's not really much you can do about it at that point.
Okay.
Shot out of the hole you made.
It's going to get to the blood spot one way or the other. One of them is just more effective. There's more blood flow and it's
That was crazy.
Oh, we found it.
I stuck it in and shot out of
Shot out of the hole I made.
Kalynn, pass that right over here. I'll do a subcutaneous shot.
see paper towels.
I don't know where they went.
It's also raw like red.
I'm gonna do another.
Anybody else need paper towels?
I'm sorry, banana.
Alright, how's everybody doing?
Put it in here.
We'll open them up in a minute and you can check to see how you actually did.
So
Yeah, you should kind
I'll put this
Alright.
Where'd you get yours?
That's it in our banana.
How's everybody doing?
of, yeah, we got it.
Okay, well, I want to move on just for the sake of time.
So,
So,
That is
obviously, what happens when your needle breaks? If your animal does freak out or anything like that, this is a very important point to keep in mind. So why would it matter? There's very obviously a thing. You don't want people eating needles that are in meat. You don't want that going to the packer because not only can it hurt the consumer and later on, it can also hurt the packer if, say, their chainsaw cuts right through it and then it can rebound that way. It also can produce a negative image for the agricultural industry, and we don't want that. So what to do? You can record the ID as well as the needle location, approximately where it was, and then either dispose of the animal in one way or notify the packer just to let them know what's going on. So step 5 will be your removal and disposal. Sharp containers. You can also use thick plastic jugs like the Tide bottle that's on the bottom. Milk jugs are also kind of common if you don't have anything else. So you cap the needle and then dispose. At this point, you can open your bananas to see how you did.
No, I was gonna eat this banana.
I've got a couple extras.
Don't eat that.
The extras are there.
We would have to.
Since it like spread across the surface, that means you did the removal.
Okay, I just stabbed it. And then.
No, I stopped it right there. Just stopped it.
See how you see how it's spread out?
So is there?
That's
Oh
how you did it.
yeah.
In there, see?
I don't know if I got her or not.
I have banana.
If we had different like medicines though, we would have different needles, right? Or
Yeah,
like,
there could be,
different syringes.
Yeah, different size syringes, different
How
size.
can you do with a needle stuck in there?
If
Just
you
try to
can
avoid it.
yeah, either if you can get it out, get it out. If not, there's not. It's gonna stay there. So you can either get rid of the animal or just make it. Yeah, make it. Just record keeping. It's very
Big
important.
763 has 3 inch needles stuck in.
Yes. That's it. So what we
I
learned?
don't believe it.
Stab a banana.
I'll open it up over here.
How to give subcutaneous injections.
Thank you.
And
Anything else?
intramuscular.
Yeah. Intramuscular?
And that you have to read the label
Thank
really
you.
good, and that you have to have good record keeping.
Thank you. You nailed them. So we gave reasons for injections and the steps, location, medication labels, and what to do if a needle breaks. Are there any other questions?
No.
All right. Let me get rid of Okay, we need another pen. What was that?
How do you spell her name?
It's cable.
Actually, yeah.
K-A-L-Y-N.
Greater than Harlow, Harlow.
K-A-L-Y-N.
I can keep it.
You're doing it.
K-A-L-Y-N.
Can we put 6-foot piece of paracord?
Water and food.
That was me. Courtney was like, religiously like having her.
We might just have to take an extra day, because this is a fairly big class.
So with what you have to present today, present first, next week.
Well, I would like to try to get you in. If you can stay after, please. I can just grade your presentation myself, but I'm technically not really able to ask you to stay longer than what you're supposed to, so it would be a personal decision.
I mean, weren't we just like the animals? I mean, you never.
Nice to see you. I had some random shit from my apartment.